इस मुखबिर और
मुखबिर
हाँ
मुखबिर
नुक्ता है
yeah.
आपने पहले काहे नहीं बोला मुखबिर मुखबिर करते जा रहा हूँ मुखबिर या प्लीज एक दूसरे के रोल के बारे में बताएंगे वो इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा ना
As you wish.
So his role is a person who is the main executioner. No, executioner.
Oh, that sounds...
Executive producer of the intelligence agency.
The Amritsari kulcha chola, of course. What's that place where you used to order mutton from?
There was this specific dhaba in Amritsar where I used to order mutton from. And I was fasting the days that we were shooting here, so obviously my evening meal was very big.
Television has everything unexplored. I mean, television as a medium is so strong. It is so powerful, I feel, in our country, or at least was at one point of time, that there is so much that we could have done through television.
Yeah.
I think somewhere down the line, it just kind of got into a black hole, and I think didn't really manage to come out of that. Hug. He said whoever said it.
Okay. I think whoever says it first.
Hello and welcome to News 18 Showsha. I am Chirag, Sehgal. Please welcome Adil Hussain, Barkha Bisht, Zain Khan and Prakash Raj. Thank you so much guys for joining us. How are you?
Wonderful.
Great.
And I want to begin with you, Zain. Who is Mukhbir? मतलब हमें पता चल गया कि आप मुखबिर का कैरेक्टर प्ले कर रहे हो, but कौन है मुखबिर?
कई सारी चीजें तो you'll have to see the show to know. But Mukhbir is an unlikely spy. Mukhbir is the story of the making of a spy. Mukhbir is a very human story of the world that we generally see extremely stylized, extremely heroic, yet extremely action-based and fun-based and entertaining and this and that. But we miss out on the human story a lot of times.
Yeah.
But Mukhbir is the story that goes into those bits and the nooks and crannies of the true life and the effects of such a life on a human being. And then while not shying away from being entertaining and fun like other spy stories are.
So we already know that he is Mukhbir, but what else can you guys share about your characters?
इस मुखबिर और
Mukhbir
हाँ
मुखबिर
नुक्ता है
yeah.
आपने पहले काहे नहीं बोला मुखबिर मुखबिर करते जा रहा हूँ मुखबिर या प्लीज इनका रोल जो है एक दूसरे के रोल के बारे में बताएंगे वो इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा ना
As you wish.
So his role is a person who is the main executioner. No, executioner.
Oh, that sounds...
Executive producer of the intelligence agency, and he is a very down to earth, and he thinks on his feet all the time to find a way to make sure that whatever his boss says, played by this guy called Adil, has to be done, but I don't want to hear how it is done. So he makes sure that it is done, and keeping in mind the stake of the magnitude of the stake of the safety of the nation, he has to get it done.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the human element in him, within him, make sure that it is done in a way so that the other human being is not damaged or injured. And he does it very well. Sorry, can you add more to that?
He's the head of the intelligence community, whatever it is, and he has a long journey, and his integrity cannot be questioned. But he is very responsible. Probably he may not be down into the grassroots what he happened. So he is answerable to the person who has entrusted him, because it happens to be his team. So his team has to deliver. He knows the shortcomings of whatever the equipments or the chances we have, the economic constraints of this country. He may disagree with me with a lot of things, though I am his subordinate, but he has belief on his reflexes and out-of-the-box decisions.
Yeah.
So letting me take decisions which he will have no clue, because he needs to give me that freedom to do it. At the same time, telling them that what is at stake. So he is not sure, but he trusts.
Yeah.
And the end result is what is so beautiful about it is whether I have my way of doing it, whether he has his way of doing it, The point is, we are not ready to put the blame on one another because we need to have, something has to happen.
Yes.
And he lets you do it, and he pushes you, he taunts you, he has satire on you, and he shows that I am the boss, and behave yourself. And he has a gun pointed and says, I'll give you a little more time before I pull the trigger. So the intentions are very clear. The integrity is very clear. But the point is, all of us are at loss.
Yeah.
Given the situations, given the bouncing board we have to bounce back or to know about it. So all of us are waiting for something to happen. And that's what it is.
But you guys have shot in Punjab, in Amritsar. Shooting करते हुए क्या-क्या local food आपने try किया?
The Amritsari kulcha chola, of course. What's that place where you used to order mutton from?
There was this specific dhaba in Amritsar where I used to order mutton from. And I was fasting the days that we were shooting here, so obviously my evening meal was very big. So
my wife being a Punjabi, she has no certain people, so घर का खाना आ जाता था.
Ah, nice. Amritsari kulche, then obviously the chole bhatura and all of that. Biryani is not specific to this place, but I have it anywhere I go.
One common food to the whole of Punjab is the love they mix with the food.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, so true.
But when there's a show like this, there's a huge amount of responsibility also. Because it's neither history, it's neither fiction. So, did you guys feel that pressure while shooting कि कहीं कुछ गलत ना चला जाए?
I don't think so, because a lot of homework was gone through, and the film is real as far as the backdrop of the film is when it happens in the 60s and 70s, where this film also documents the innocence of that period, the density of population at this period, the economic constraints we had at that period, and the sort of integrity and innocence the people who were given responsibility, though they need to talk in hushed tones, but that space is there. But characters are fictional to tell another story.
Yeah.
It is not just about two countries' war. Like if you're talking about a rock or a small little sculpture, you look at it as a very beautiful sculpture, because finally at the end of the day, the sculpture looks very beautiful, like a Mukhbir-The scum. But to be sculpted for the nose, he should have taken around 10,000 hits. To his eyes to look beautiful, he must have taken 5,000 hits. And that pain, that endurance, and that metamorphosis of the evolution, that is the process which this film, looks at it. Every character which has an arc, whether it is Anar, whether it is him, whether it is Zain or me, the roles we played, whatever the job we were entrusted, the responsibility or our concern for the country or for ourselves, whatever we do, and finally the mission is completed.
Yeah.
But in the whole process, there is a life, our real time and our aspirations, the dilemmas which chiseled us, and we are different persons, all of us, and probably we have found ourselves, or we have found another meaning, or we are standing on another horizon. So this is something very interesting in this storytelling.
But do you guys think that comparisons will also be drawn with your show and Raazi?
I honestly never thought like that.
Yeah, I mean, now that you mention it, now
Yeah.
like suddenly, no, I don't know, I have not.
So it didn't click you while you guys were shooting?
Not at all.
Very fresh voice.
According to what Shivam ji said, that is very, very different. It's very, very different.
उस तरीके से then you can find comparisons. I know I'm taking a long shot, but then you can find comparisons between, if it's a spy genre, then you can say, you can draw comparisons between James Bond and this as well. No, these two stories are very different.
See, the genre is a spy thriller.
Yeah.
What is the soul of the film?
Yeah.
See, we have a comedy genre, we have a melodrama, we have horror, but we just don't make that, with that genre which can hold the audience.
Yeah.
We tell another story. We tell the perception, we perceive things separately, and this is another story, which is, the plate may be the same, but to hold the audience, you need a thriller, edge of a seat. That is a genre in cinema which keeps you hooked.
Yeah.
But through that, what do you tell a story? That is why there is a realistic backdrop, and then there is a fictional story, which is trying to bring in a different perception to what happens, and we as a society, how to this ecosystem, how we should be sensitized and enriched our outlook towards unsung heroes.
Yeah. Then during the press conference, everybody was talking about how they have seen you grow as an actor while shooting for this show. आपको अपने आप पर वो एक इंटेंसिटी वो जो कैरेक्टर की थी वो फील होता है कि yes, this has changed me as a person?
As a person, I don't know, but yes, every journey in terms of every character that you play, every time you go on the set, you want to come out having learned something. And I do hope and I do assume and think that I have a lot of takeaways from this. Not just because of the fact that I had a lot of good people to learn from, but also due to the intensity, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
It was a 70-day sked for me, and almost all of it was back to back. And I've often found a lot of my friends, when I started this journey, talk about their experiences and mentioning that if you work on a daily basis for every day, it's a great exercise for you. It's your acting skills, your acting muscles get whatever that may be, get trained. And that is something that I experienced here, because it was relentless. It was every day. You get in the character, you stay with it, you deliver what you have to, and you do it on a day-to-day basis. You do it for a continuous period of time.
Yeah.
And that in itself, sounding as mechanical a process as it does, it lends a lot to your skills and your craft. And it helps you hone it. And then when a character is layered as this is, as well graphed as this is, it certainly becomes a much wider learning experience for you as an actor. So it
But
has.
your journey has been very interesting. You have worked with television, you have worked for for films, and now on OTT. In all of these years, do you think a lot has changed between the mediums also?
I think the mediums are all very different always. OTT is a new medium. So
Yeah.
earlier it was television and films. The two mediums are like poles apart. They're like on different opposite ends of the spectrum completely. OTT has come in between the two. And yet it is different. So if you ask me if the mediums are different, of course they're different. There's television where you will do one thing for years. There's a film that you will finish in 2.5 hours, and then there's OTT here, which will be like a 6 to 10 hour, series that you're doing. So the mediums are definitely different. Acting styles are different. The way stories are told is also different.
You recently mentioned how OTT has explored the unexplored aspect, which was left unexplored in television. Do you think television also has, as an actor, has lost its charm over the years?
Television has everything unexplored. I mean, television as a medium is so strong. It is so powerful, I feel, in our country, or at least was at one point of time, that there is so much that we could have done through television.
Yeah.
I think somewhere down the line, it just kind of got into a black hole, and I think didn't really manage to come out of that. When we look at art, when we look at storytelling, content, we look at progression.
Yeah.
How do we progress further? Television as a format is regressive, and because it's working for it, it continues to go that way.
Yeah.
So that is the only thing. So unexplored, yes, there's so much that you can explore on television, but they're not willing to do it. Versus OTT now, which is boundaryless.
Yeah.
It is boundaryless. It's like you think of a story, you can create it, without a thought. You can just do it. So that is what OTT has given us. It's given us this boundaryless space of, to create, as an actor to perform.
Yeah.
As a technician to do stuff. So that is what the OTT platform has brought to the country as of now.
Yeah. Prakash sir, you have also worked across languages over the years. And recently we have seen how you are coming up with this web series. Now we have seen a lot of senior actors coming on OTT. What do you think has led to this change that senior actors are coming from the big screen to OTT?
Actors are actors anyway.
Yeah.
And when a platform calls them to work, see, OTT has also opened up something else. We have a television audience, we had a cinema audience. I think OTT has a bigger audience because those who didn't want to do this. So we have found that audience. We have been able to reach. Like if we had made a film, very sensible film, if you release in theatres, people wouldn't come, or the commercial elements which were there. What happens with cinema and most of the films we're talking about, which is catering to people, television which is catering to people, not only the script, even acting is written. You get my point? Because acting is written according to ye karega, tuck, cut karega.
Yes.
Aega. So all this was already written. That space was like theatre has this space. We did not have that to be there alive with flesh and blood. OTT, television is working, cinema is working. People who used to watch that now has got the taste of this. But there was a big group of audience across.
Yeah.
Like it's on air. It is not in a theatre. It is not in a television set. It's on air. It can be downloaded onto your phone. You can see it. You can download it and keep it.
Yeah.
You can see it later. You can download it and do it on a flight 1 hour. So that freedom of choice, that liberty has brought so many things. And big actors coming because we need job. But again, the big actors coming to OTT has to realize that just because you're a big actor, the poster, it may work, but the people are seeing content, then you will have to prove.
Yeah.
You will have to prove, you will have to learn, you will have to be more sensitive, you will have to unlearn, you have to reinvent, because the competition has come up. Now, anybody who works, who delivers is a hero. Like me, coming from a commercial cinema, already a star character actor, there was always there that my payment would be fixed. There are people who will come, I can use my craft, or I can use the way I have fooled people. But here it is not that, it is open. In a film, it is open, in this OTT it is open because the audience have the choice. The audience are calling the shots. I think it's a very, very good development where even we are at our age. And all big actors from screen, from theatre se jo cinema aate hain, all great theatre actors have not made it in cinema because it has its own nuances, it has its own demands.
Yeah.
Similarly, all the popular actors who are from cinema, who have been big stars, coming down here, they have to unlearn. They have to, reinvent themselves, and then it's beautiful.
And before we wrap up, we have a small game for you guys. Since we are in Punjab, you guys have shot in Punjab. So, there are some words. These are in Punjabi. You have to tell their English or Hindi meaning. Whosoever gets it first will get a point. So the first one, very simple. Jhappi.
Hug.
One.
He said whoever said it.
Okay. Achha, whoever says it first.
Yeah. Second is Syappa.
Musibat. Problem.
Rola pe gaya.
Problem ho gayi.
हाँ, like noise problem हो गई. सानू की.
I can go home.
हमें क्या?
मुझे क्या?
I got it first. Sorry. 3-1.
We both said it.
Clearly Zain is winning. And the last one, किवे तुसी.
कैसे हो?
So clearly Zain has won the game. Thank you so much guys for joining us.
God, क्या कर रहे हो आप?
Thank you so much for joining us. It was wonderful talking to you. All the very best for yourself. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Prakash Raj.
I'm Zain Khan.
I'm Barkha Bisht.
Adil Hussain.
And you're watching
News 18.
Showsha.
Like, share, subscribe.